Steven, so the weather has been really nice lately, but the word on the street is that could change as the wind and the rain could start pushing in.
Yes, we're already seeing a little bit of wind, but we still have that sunshine at least right now, which is really nice. As we look outside, we're seeing that sunshine and a little bit of clouds out there around that noon hour. Started to build in a little bit more as that afternoon got rolling on, but still those temperatures, we're getting up there into those mid-70s under most of this sunshine, getting closer to this 5 p.m. hour, starting that cool off just a little bit, getting down to about 74 degrees. But as we look at the past 24 hours, we were in those 70s yesterday as well, getting up to that 71, then cooling off last night. A little bit of strong southerly winds there around that midnight hour, getting back up to 59, then cooling down to that low temperature about 45 degrees. And now as we're getting this day rolling on, getting up into those mid-70s today, as we're seeing all this sunshine, not feeling too much like February 1st right now. But as we look at the current conditions, like I said, 74 degrees in San Angelo, 74 in Junction, 71 there in Brady, and then 72 in Ozona. And these 70s are pretty common for the entire region as we get a good look at the entire Concho Valley. Seeing that 74 in Junction as well as 71 in Fort McGavitt, then 77 up in Sterling City and 78 in Robert Lee. We're seeing even a little bit more warming, a little bit less cloud cover. But I do wish we had some rain right now. But that could be changing going into tomorrow because we're looking at these dew points and how much moisture we have. Jumping up from those 30 degrees yesterday, 54 down in Junction right now for that dew point versus 45 over in Ozona, seeing a little bit of that drier air off to the west. But we're all going to be seeing more moisture going into tonight. As we look at the moisture tracker, you're going to see this spike of moisture as this low pressure works its way further east. It's going to pull up some moisture from the Gulf, a little bit of spike going into tomorrow night, into Saturday early. But then behind that cold front, you can see much drier air working into San Angelo, cooling us off a little bit as well, cooling us off a good 10 degrees, so going to get out of those 70s. But as we look at this on the upper level pattern, we're talking about those winds. We've been looking at this trough making its way in, and as it continues its way eastward, by that Saturday time frame, that's going to bring that cold front into the Concho Valley early on Saturday before we wake up, as well as windy conditions for the entire weekend with winds from 20 to 30 miles an hour, finally dying down by closer to that Monday night time frame as it finally makes its way far enough east that's getting out of the area. As we look at the current satellite across the nation, it's staying pretty quiet here in Texas. They've got that mess going on in the west coast as they're seeing plenty of moisture coming from the Pacific Ocean going over California, giving them plenty of rain. But as we look at our winds, that's going to be the main story going into the next couple of days. Seeing these overnight winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour, so a little gusty tonight, but nothing too bad. As we go into tomorrow, still that 10 to 15 mile per hour range, but then we're looking at tomorrow night as that cold front starts to work in. That's where we're going to see those winds shift out of the west and then pick up to that 20 to 30 miles an hour going into Saturday early. Then by Saturday noon, you're looking at about 30 miles per hour sustained, gusting up to 40, 45 miles per hour. So make sure to be tying down those loose objects outside. And that's going to be continuing into our Sunday as well. So overall this weekend, looking at a very windy weekend. But as we time out those storms coming in tomorrow night, could see a little bit of spotty shower activity in the morning. But the main story is going to be going into that evening time frame after dinner. Could see some scattered strong storms coming across. Then that cold front pushes through closer to the 11 midnight hour. Seeing the strong line of showers and storms pushing through San Angelo and the Concho Valley, quickly out by about that 3 to 4 time frame, leaving a beautiful but windy Saturday for the Concho Valley. As we look at tonight, we're getting down to that 53 degrees, pretty warm conditions as we're seeing more cloud cover build in. Tomorrow getting up to 77, pretty similar to today before those evening storms start to roll in. And that's what you're going to see on our 7-day forecast. We've got Groundhog's Day tomorrow with those evening storms, that windy weekend ahead with temperatures a little bit cooler in the 60s. And then next week, we're seeing those 60s stick around with lows in the 30s as well back up to the 50s. That's all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around for more KSAN news after the break.